I have returned. Don't at me. What a... Yeah, I'm here. I'm back. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to, you know what, don't worry about it. I'm not even gonna say it, because it'll just make me sound stupid. Alright, I can figure it out. Okay, never mind. I should just do a Twitter space and yell at people. That's what I really want to do right now. Yes. I just want to give people bad advice that'll ruin their life tonight. Should I do that? It's always conflicting though, because I always start... No, I'm not drunk. I'm not. Not yet. But I could be. I always start those spaces, and I'm ready to have some fun. I'm ready to have some fun, right? Ready to mix it up a little bit. And then someone always comes along with a very hard-hitting question. They're like, literally, like, my life is in ruins, my life's in shambles. And then I end up having to, like, talk to them for, like, half an hour. And they just bum me out, and they bum everyone out, and then I can't get rid. And then it's awkward to hang up on them, and you're a Homestuck fan. Well, that's an interesting topic, honestly, because I don't know what the fuck is up with Homestuck, and I never did. Maybe I will do a Twitter space. Maybe fuck it. Maybe I will just say fuck it, and I don't know, we could just yell at some people. Why not? It's probably been a few months. I don't think I've done one in a few months. Kinda... I mean, you know, it's like, it's a balance. It's a balance. I'm kind of asking for it, but sometimes it gets a little too tragic. I don't know, it's, and I'm just like, I am not equipped to deal with this. And I just end up giving generic bad advice, like, hey man, it'll work out. It'll work out. I don't know if it'll work out. It might not. They might just be dead tomorrow. I don't know, but what am I supposed to say? Jeff, have you heard of the Brandish series made by the game company? No, I haven't. Your work. Your work. Thoughts on Gameaverse? Ooh, getting into a spicy questions. Alright, maybe I will give my thoughts on Gameaverse. Is that what we want to talk about for the next 30 seconds? Alright. Here I am, a fat guy running around a farm, talking about Gameaverse. Let me say this. Let me preface what I'm about to say with this. First, I'm not the demographic. I'm just an old man that shouldn't be watching cartoons. But with that said, I think it had its issues. I think really nice animation, great job animators. Constructive criticism, I feel like first thing, I feel like maybe you didn't spend enough time with the main characters to really, I don't know, I feel like I feel like the premise itself doesn't make a ton of sense, because There's so many games without heroes and villains. I mean, I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm just repeating things that other people have said, but there's so many. Tom will do things like that because he's nice. All you have to do is ask him. Don't tell him I said that. Premise is a little strange. I just feel like there's a. I mean, let me say it. Instead of being negative, let me say that. Let me try to pitch something here. It would be funnier to me. See, I don't know where this series is going. I don't know what episode 2, 3, 4 are going to be like. But it'd be funnier if they went into games that did not have, like, typical heroes and villains. I think the whole, finding the antagonist and protagonist is kind of, like, let's say they went into a fucking dance. They went into, like, a dance game, like Just Dance. And they just had to do a dance-off with some dickhead. And it wasn't even necessarily a bad guy. Or they went into a fishing game. I don't know. I feel like more weird scenarios would be interesting for the future instead of fighting, like, the bad guy. Helping the good guy fight the bad guy. Just have, like, weirder scenarios, right? But with that said, I don't know. I'm describing Adventure Time. Well, then just make Adventure Time. I've never seen Adventure Time. All right, we'll do Adventure Time's popular. Do that. You don't even know what I'm talking about. There was a pilot called Game Overs recently, and I'm trying to give constructive thoughts on it. I don't know if this is a series 40-year-old men should be making, parodying games from 1985. It looked really nice. The animation was super nice, and I mean, it was fine. It wasn't, like, bad or anything. I just felt like I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. What do you guys think? What issues did you guys have? What did you like? What did you not like? I did not see the original pilot. No. See, that'd be funny if they went into, like, a dating sim. If they went into more weird, modern, like, games. What if they went into a dating sim and the girl had to go on a fucking date with, like, a creep? Wouldn't that be funny? That would be funnier than, like, a battle scene with some dude with a sword, right? Just get unhinged with it. Right? Imagine they go into a game, it's just a nice town. They don't even know what the game is. They realize it's a creepy dating sim, like a lesbian dating sim, and she has to go on a date with a woman and has to make the date go I don't know. She has to go on a date with another furry. I don't know. It just seems like they're not utilizing the premise enough in an interesting way. They're parodying Echo the Dolphin, which is, like, what kid today even knows what Echo the Dolphin is? He talks like this. Oh, I'm a retarded dolphin. Like, come on, man. You can do better than that. If you're gonna have this premise, you gotta use it, utilize it to its fullest. You can't. I'm not homophobic. How dare you? How dare you? I would never say anything like that. With that said, I'm just trying to play a fishing game here, guys. I don't know what you're talking about. Just trying to hate gay people and play a fishing game on a Wednesday night. I'm kidding. Listen, gay people have a right to exist. Controversial hot take, okay? The Boys finale did suck ass. It was bad. Not bad. It was just mid. It was forgettable. They could have went far crazier with it, but your ex was gay once. Once. Okay, I believe you, man. Sure. Jeff, have you heard of the character The Judge? No, I don't know what any of that is. We're going through a lot of topics here, but self-hating gay people they're dangerous. They're dangerous people because they are ready to fuck other people's lives up hard because they can't be happy, which is unfortunate. Send me a link. Send me a link to that. You're just gonna have to send it to me if you want me to look it up. Because goddamn, is it not? Yeah, it's not Judge Dredd, right? Yeah, I don't know. Look, I'm tired. Just give me a break. Give me a goddamn break. I do. I want to build a cabin at least 20 miles away from civilization and just live off food in jars for the rest of my life. I think I might do that. I'm already pretty close to doing that. Closer than not. Dave the Diver. Fun game. I like it. I like Dave the Diver. It's relaxing. It took me a while to buy it. And once I did, I'm like, you know what? This game's not bad. There's lots of mini games. A fun little gameplay loop. You have to fish and run your sushi restaurant, and that's what I'm doing. The objective is you catch fish, and then you cook them at a sushi restaurant, and make money to buy upgrades to catch more fish. That's it. And there's a little story about sea people and things like that, but it's fun. I like this game. There's a few issues with it. Like, there's so many weapons, and most of them are absolutely worthless, and you don't even want to use them because they damage the fish. You know, there's not enough dangerous enemies in the game and like post game to really justify. So like in the post game, you're like, oh, let me upgrade my ultimate weapons, but there's really nothing to fight with them. You just want to capture high quality fish, so you end up just using your net gun the whole time. My brother made pizza using... Hold on. I missed that. Using a dough recipe from when he made pretzels. What do we make of this, Jeff? I don't know. Pretzel pizza? Fucking A. I mean, that's what I like the sound of that. Why not? Let's get crazy. I think your brother's a fucking genius, honestly. Alright, let's go serve some sushi. Let's do that. Jeff, want to listen to an album your friend dropped? No, absolutely fucking not. Hell no! Hell no! I'm curious about the back rooms. Let's do it. Let's watch it. But first, I gotta make my sushi menu. Aliens? Nah. I'm not listening to your friend. I mean, you know what? If you feel like your friend's music is that good, I feel like you don't even want to listen to it. Honestly, if that's the vibe I'm getting. But if you really feel like it's good, send me a link to one of his songs. I'll listen to one song. How about that? Jeff, have you ever had to be a voice director for projects? Yes, actually, recently, I was, well, assistant. Let me call me assistant voice director. I was helping. Mick was helping. Mick is the voice director, let's say, and I was sitting in and giving my little notes for the little animated project we're working on. I liked it. I was directing fairly well-known voice actors, giving them unreasonable demands, and we're working on something together at the moment. And he was giving. I'm going to say this about Mick. I was impressed. I was not really clear on how he did his voice directing stuff behind the scenes, but watching him work, I was very impressed how he directed the voice actors to get different performances out of them. And then every once in a while, I would just join in and be like, "You need to say this line far more retarded than you are," and that was my contribution. But what's up, Bacon? Bacon, the man of the hour. Bacon, how are you? Jeff, people think I'm crazy because I'm low-key scared of you, and I think you're scary. I am scary. You should watch out. Thank you. Good work on your project, Bacon, your secret project. Speak of the devil. Bacon, I was just saying, Bacon, can we talk about that? Can we talk about what you were working on, Bacon? Or would you rather just sort of keep a low profile? I have constructive criticism, Bacon. It's not what you think. He's just like, Jesus Christ. He's like, Jesus Christ, here we go. Jeff's drinking whiskey and got criticisms. Why am I here? Bacon worked on a little Gamerverse. I was saying they need to jump into retarded games, Bacon. They need to jump into like stupid games, like puzzle games or dancing games or things that don't necessarily have like bosses or villains. They just need to do. It needs to be a little more unhinged, I think. Dating. They need to go and do a dating sim. Bacon. Tell them that. Don't worry, it's in the works. Okay. Alright, man. Alright. Well, we'll trust the process. It's funny, the chat just covering up half my screen. I can't see what's happening. It's okay. I'll figure it out. They really lucked out. They lucked out getting Bacon. What a talented fellow. Let's hear some dumb games. Like, what are some dumb games that you could jump into? I don't know. I want them to jump into Ching Chong Beautiful. That would be a bad idea. Jeff, you stress me out, but I love... Well, don't be stressed out. Don't love me. That's the best That's the best solution to that question. What if they jumped into some more modern games, like the... what was that game recently that everyone shit on? With the... mixed... What is it? Mixtape? Or what is it? What was that called? Jump into like a... Just a bunch of mixtape, yeah. Bunch of teenagers just sort of chilling out, and they just beat the shit out of them and leave. Come on now. How can you lose? I love Dave too. Although I feel like that's coming from a place of mischief, is honestly. Dave just tortures me, honestly, but I don't, you know. Dwarf Fortress, there you go. I don't know if every episode is going to be like 30 minutes. You guys got your work cut out. For the record, I have no information on what they're doing on that show at all, but based on the views, I'm assuming things are probably looking good for them. Maybe they're going to make more. I would say it's likely, but again, Bacon's keeping a tight lip on that. He's got NDAs he signed. He can't say shit, so don't ask him shit. All right. But there's a lot of fun premises they could cover. Dave's a psycho. Don't listen to him. He's a liar. And I'm such a gullible idiot. Dave lies to me on a daily basis, and I believe him. Yesterday, he's like, I bought tickets to the... Here's one. Yesterday, Dave's like, hey guys, I bought tickets to the Digital Circus premiere at the theater nearby. We're all going. And then I said, I'm not going, because... Not that I dislike the Digital Circus, but I don't want to be in a theater full of screaming Digital Circus fans. It's really them. It's that. It's not the Digital Circus itself. And he's like, no, you're going. And then I said, no, I'm not. And then we had a fist fight. And then he said, well, you don't understand. I spent over $100 on these tickets. And I said, shut up. And then he said, yeah, I bought them off a scalper. And then for some reason, I believed him because I'm a moron. And when he went in this back and forth for 5 minutes, and then Ivan across the wall, he's like, Jeff, he's lying. And I'm like, he got me again. He is lying. And then I just said, fuck you, Dave. And I punched him in the teeth and went home and cried. So I'm tired of falling for Dave's lies, and it's really upsetting. It's upsetting. I'm so gullible, but fuck you, Dave. So I don't know what to talk about. I'm never crying on stream ever in my life. Sorry. I don't think I'm going to the Digital Circus premiere, though. I think that's going to be a no-go for me. Oh, I don't want to kiss and tell. Dave is, well, Dave's 31. Dave's 31 years old now. I think I met him when he was like 24, maybe? I watched episode 1 of Digital Circus, and Dave's a young fella. He's a young-looking fella. He's young at heart. Once all these other fuckers are too old, like once Dave and Corey are too old, I'm gonna have to find a new group of 20-somethings to keep me informed on the world and the internet. I need to stay in touch with culture somehow. I can't do it on my own. I need people to tell me shit. I want to stay informed, but I'm too lazy to do it myself. I need a little assistance. You paused your Oni Plays compilation for this. Which one are you watching? What's your favorite? What's your favorite Oni Plays video? Bacon, man, Bacon, you are too talented. You are too talented for your age, I swear. Bacon, don't go crazy on us, because people your age that are as talented as you are, they kind of have they kind of a predilection to like go crazy. So don't do that. Don't do that for me. Thank you. Why did Corey ask you what a staph infection was on Oni Plays? I don't remember. What was the context of that? Bacon. Bacon's a mere child. He's drawing as well as he is as a 23. It's crazy. Everyone's just so fucking talented. Bacon, do you ever feel like at some point you're just going to be like, wow, these 13-year-olds are beating me at drawing? They just keep getting younger and younger. It's crazy. I don't get it. Stratemeyer. My little buddy Stratemeyer. Stratemeyer draws more than anyone I know on Earth, I think. I'm not sure I honestly know anyone that draws more than Stratemeyer. I don't know how he draws so much, but he does. It's mentally ill Strad. Okay. Let me yeah, but in a good way. In a good way. Mental in a good way. Alright, I planted my seaweed seeds while riding my beluga whale. I'm good. Jeff, you're gonna glaze. If you're gonna glaze fill, artist might know a bit. Well, I don't know. It might be a mistake. Twitter space might be a mistake. Unless Strad wanted to join me. If I could only save Dave or Corey, who would I choose? That's a good question. I love them both. I don't know. I'd have to... I'd really have to really weigh the pros and cons if I really had to choose someone. That's a tough one. Those guys are like brothers to me, and man, I don't know. How often does he make you feel concerned about how his mind works? The more you get to know Corey, the more you realize he's a lot more normal than you realize. Like, I don't want you guys getting the wrong impression of him. Like, you got the Oni Plays version of Corey, but while he has tons of funny thoughts throughout the day, he's much more level-headed and normal than you realize. Like, he's a normal guy, and he has very funny perspectives on things, but he is a normal guy, I swear. I have been working with him daily for years, and he is a unique, funny guy, but I swear he is normal. He cooks food, he works all day, we get coffee in the morning, you know, I would do anything for that guy. I love that guy. I sincerely consider Corey like a brother at this point, and I'm just getting so emotional talking about it. I don't know, it's just crazy. No, he's a good man. He's a good man. He was a total fucking bully like 15 years ago. He was a villain. He was truly an internet villain 15 years ago, but he's reformed now. So I I hope everyone he bullied with his cartoons 15 years ago forgives him. He's a good man now. So come on over, Strad. We can hang out with Corey anytime. I think you are. You should just message him. You should just hang out with him and Dave.
Yeah.
I don't know why I have a dinosaur working in my sushi kitchen, but I do. Part of this game is just sort of throwing in whatever you got, whatever stock is of the day. But you want to maximize profits too, so you're trying to find like expensive items, but also you have to upgrade items too. Jeff, my friend, is obsessed with Pico's career day. I think you know what you have to do. You just don't want to admit it to yourself. If you're asking me that, I think you deep down understand. Just make sure they don't find the body, okay? Cops don't like murderers, so. All right. Strad, I'll forever cherish that cartoon you made of me, and I'll sort of act annoyed, but I will forever cherish it as a beautiful piece of art until the day I die. Dave's just upset I don't read more Dr. Slump or whatever the fuck it's called. Whatever the fuck that thing is called. I don't know. I don't know. Until I read more Toriyama cartoons, Dave is never gonna truly be my best friend, so, it's, I don't know if I'm ever gonna get there with him. I don't know, Dave and I are always gonna be at an impasse, like, until I read more Toriyama and play more Smash Brothers, and until he watches more 80s movies, we're never gonna be quite on the same page, so, we'll get there. We'll get there one day. When Dave matures a bit, when he's a better person. You know, it's funny. I feel like so many of these manga artists, they steal from American movies, and I'm just like, you know, I was reading one, I forget which, and I'm like, Dave, this guy stole like 3 ideas from Terminator, but alright. Dave's got good taste, but, you know, I have taste too, so. It's fine. You can agree with Dave, you can turn on me, that's fine. You can be my enemy. It's alright. Fine. I am never buying Pokemon cards. Ever. I don't even know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do in this game anymore. I'm having a mental crisis right now. I don't know what to do with this game. Jeff, do you have any really good 80s movie recommendations? I've seen, go watch Basket Case. Find a movie named Basket Case and watch it. And you will... Do you like silly horror shit? Then watch it. You'll like it. If you're gonna watch a children's movie, watch The Neverending Story and watch a horse die. Thank you. You'll love it. You'll love the horse death scene. What else? I think I'm only realizing now that I think I've always been like, I'm not really a horror fan. I always say that to myself, but then I realize almost everything I like has some horror element to it. And I feel like I've just always been denying it. I just like, whether it's like Aliens or Predator or even fucking Ghostbusters has like some like horror, even if it's a little. I think I have not seen It Follows, no. Ghostbusters is one of my favorite movies ever. I'm not a fan of the newer ones. I don't know what the hell they're doing with the newer ones, but don't put child Ghostbusters in the movie. It's a bad idea. I started Marty Supreme. I got in. He was in the restaurant with that guy, arguing with the guy in the restaurant, and then I need to go back to it. I don't know. I think it was late one night. I started it and I didn't finish it. Would you recommend it? That Sleepy Cabin Paul Rudd shit is so funny to me because I don't know if you're all aware. Yeah, we made fun of Paul Rudd on Sleepy Cabin. We made fun of him, like, we're like, even eating spaghetti, even his spaghetti is as bland as he is. And then someone tweeted at him, someone like stole our joke, tweeted it at him, and then he read the mean tweet on like David Letterman. So it's like our episode directly led to him ripping himself apart on David Letterman. It was very weird. I swear, go Go look up the clip of whatever, I don't know what it's called. It's like mean tweets or whatever on David Letterman, where like celebrities read mean tweets about themselves. Go watch it. Go watch it and tell me that shit didn't come from Sleepy Cabin. So yeah, it's funny, right? we directly ruined his day, which is beautiful. So but he laughed, so whatever. It's all fun and games. Nirvana the band, the movie is really good, and I've been watching their episodes lately. I found someone sent me a Google Drive link of their episodes because goddamn, you just can't find them anywhere else. It's like some fucking lost media on the internet. You did. Oh yeah, you did. Okay. Oh, you're good. Yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah, I've been watching them. Thank you. I didn't open the link for like 3 weeks because I'm like, this might be a virus. So I sent it to someone else first. I'm like, open this, and they're like, they weren't lying. It's actually Nirvana the band, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch it now. So now I am. So thank you. Anyway, good show. It is. It's very charming. And I'm enjoying it. Jeff, I haven't watched Star Trek TNG in like 2 weeks. I agree with you. You should watch it, or we should watch it. We should have a bro night and watch a bad episode of Star Trek. Well, Shade Reedy, that has yet to be seen. I think the pull a Markiplier is a unique thing. I know a lot of them are trying to get into the movie space, but they're not all gonna be successful. You know, they're all gonna have. We'll see. I'm not gonna be a hater, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Jeff, in your opinion, what are like the worst episodes of Star Trek? Literally anything in the last 5 years is, I would say, all. Even in the worst episodes of TNG are still charming. Like, you got the one where Beverly is fucking a ghost. It's objectively bad, but still kind of charming. I mean, watching her grandmother wake up in a coffin is hilarious. Or just like the realization that like her family's been fucking the same ghost for generations. It's crazy. It's crazy to think about. That's great, Bacon. You're finally learning. You're finally learning the magic of Star Trek. Or like the episode called Masks. Like Data has to play like 5 characters. He's doing like 5 different voices, and there's interviews of him talking about it. He's like, yeah, I had to like figure that shit out the night before. I had to like come up with 5 different characters. And, you know, even the bad ones are just like, you know what? It's fun. Star Trek, Serene. I'm talking about Star Trek. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like other bad episodes. I mean, there's the super racist one. I think it's like episode 3. Where they go to like I don't know how else to describe it. They go to the black planet, the African planet. I don't think I've heard a single cast member speak positively about that episode. They don't like it. LeVar Burton, in particular, not a fan of that episode. It's as progressive as Star Trek is, that episode was not their brightest moment. I'm just gonna look. I didn't make it. You go watch it yourself and you tell me what you think. But it's an experience. I don't think they, it's funny. It's like 30 years ago, they got like episode 1, they got guys wearing skirts. It's all progressive and shit. And then they're on the African slave planet next episode. And you're like, okay, I don't know. This feels like it was the most 1960s Star Trek episode, I think, of the whole show. It had like the music, the weird battle music when they're fighting and everything else. It's crazy. But I'm trying to think what other bad episodes there are. There's probably a few in like season 1 and season 7. Season 7 was not that great. Star Trek DS9, pretty consistent, except for the episode where they get pulled in again. Season 1, they get pulled into like a board game. They're stuck in a fucking living board game where they have to like sing a song to get out of the fucking game, and it's awful. But again, it's charming because of how if you're gonna make a bad episode, they make it really bad, just so it's still fun to watch. It's charming. It's like, a la marine, dun dun dun, a la marine. I don't know. I don't forget all the words, but there's an interview. I've watched all the behind-the-scenes interviews. The captain, Avery Brooks, he's like, I hated that episode. And then he starts singing the song on stage, and everyone cheered, and, I love Star Trek. I love 90s Star Trek. I don't know. It's funny. It's how fucking the show's. People don't realize how insane Star Trek is at times. They try to make it seriously, but then, Jeff, I'm going into my second year of college. Do you have any advice? I don't want to end up in the hospital. Why are you in the hospital? Bro, why are you in the hospital? Tell me. Wait. The best episode of Star Trek. Sorry, I was trying to rewind the chat here to see what you said. It has lost its horniness. The creator was well known to be a horny freak. Roddenberry was a horny freak. I mean, if you watch those early episodes, like the episode where Wesley Crusher, you're in the hospital. All right, we'll get to your depression in a second, but I'm going to talk about horny Star Trek for 1 minute. Like, there was an episode where Wesley Crusher goes on an away mission to a planet, and he's playing ball with these like hot women, like teenagers, and they're all in like skimpy outfits, and it's like the horniest episode. But then all of a sudden he like falls on some flowers, and they're like, "You're sentenced to death," and they're like, "You broke the law, you're dead." And he's like, "What?" He's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You." And then they have this whole moral dilemma. It's like, the whole point of the episode was like a moral dilemma of like, you know, Star Trek has a thing called the Prime Directive, where they're like, we don't interfere in other cultures to a point. Like if they don't have warp capability, we will not talk to them. If they do have warp capability, we'll introduce ourselves, but we're going to respect their culture. But in this episode, their culture was, if you fall on flowers, you die. If you fall into a bed of flowers, you kill a plant. I forget what the fucking reasoning was, but Wesley Crusher dove to catch a football. He killed some flowers. He was put on trial, and now his mother, Dr. Crusher, who's the doctor on the ship, she's like, Captain, respectfully, you're being a total fag right now by not saving my son. It's like, you could beam him off the planet. You could say, Riker, Worf, beam him off the planet now. Yeah, he was frolicking in the flowers. And the captain's like, I don't know. He's like, we're not respecting their culture. She's like, they're gonna kill my son. And I forget how they resolved it. I actually forget the ending of that episode. But Wesley unfortunately survived. And here we are. See, they don't have charming shit like that anymore. But anyway, everyone was just so skimpy on that fucking planet. Everyone was like half naked on that planet. I don't know. There was no reason for it. Just Roddenberry was just a horny freak, and he just wanted that. So it's interesting. I am. Can't help it. And there were a few other horny episodes. There was the one where Tasha Yar, at the time the security woman, she fucked Data. I don't know why. He's just this emotionless android on the planet, or on the ship, and he's just like, yeah, I'm fully capable. He basically on 90s primetime television, basically saying, yeah, I have a dick. He's basically saying, yeah, I have a dick on primetime television in the 90s. And everyone laughed, and then he fucked Tasha Yar. And apparently she enjoyed it. Apparently she had a great time, and he did too. He saved that little hologram of her for 30 fucking years. They brought that little fucking hologram of her back at the end of Star Trek Picard. That show that they put out 2 years ago. And, yeah. I don't want to spoil Star Trek Picard. It's a good ending to the TNG storylines, especially for Data. But anyway, I'm trying to think of other crazy episodes. The one I can't get over, the one I can never stop thinking about is the dinosaur episode from Star Trek Voyager. That's the one that upsets me the most. They really just, some writer was like, you know what? What if? And they're like, hear me out. We got the ship stuck in the Delta Quadrant. They're away from home. They're 70 years away from Earth at top speed. What if, okay, they run into a race of dinosaurs that evolved on Earth, learned space travel, left Earth, and are now infinite. And you're talking millions of years of evolution here. Left Earth, are they're infinitely more powerful than any alien species they have ever run across in the history of Star Trek. And they're highly religious. They're super religious. They're super religious dinosaurs, and their ship is so big they can just fit the Voyager inside it like it's a garage. And they're like, listen, humans. Listen, you stupid humans. What do they call it? Doctrine, or like, listen, you can't go against doctrine, okay? Like, we teach our fellow dinosaurs. We are the best and coolest primates or mammals. We're the coolest mammals in the universe, and you know, they think. I'm trying to think what the logic was. They're like, I think they acknowledged that they came from a different planet, but they acknowledging humans grew up on the planet too, or somehow fucked up their whole religion. So they're like, you can't tell them that. So the dinosaur scientists are like, well, we need to tell the truth. And the dinosaur religious people are like, well, if you tell the truth, you're going to be in a fucking coal mine the rest of your life. Do you want that, you dickheads? And they're like, no. And it just kind of ended on a sad note. Do you want to hear the most fucked up episode? Oh, wait, let's talk about the most fucked up episode, actually. It might not be a coal mine, but it's similar. It's close. Basically, they're threatening the scientists of like, you tell the truth, we're going to ruin your life. We're going to put you in a hole, and you're never going to be a scientist ever again. This is Voyager. This is Star Trek Voyager. I want to talk about the other Star Trek... Wait, can I talk about one more Star Trek Voyager episode? This is a two-parter. It's not exactly a two-parter. It's like one episode in season 3 and one episode in like season 6. There's many. There's the original series. There's Star Trek Next Generation, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Star Trek Voyager, Star Trek Enterprise. Then there's, like, unfortunately, Star Trek Discovery, Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Star Trek Lower Decks, Star Trek Picard. There's a lot. So there's an episode. Get this. Alright, get this. The premise of Voyager, if you're not familiar, it's a ship. An alien throws a Federation ship across the galaxy. They're stuck on the other side of the galaxy. That's all you need to know. They're trying to get home. So they're all by themselves. They're running out of supplies. They need supplies. And they come across a planet that has the shit they need to run their engines. I'm just simplifying things for you. And they call it, I don't know, it's funny. They call it like a demon class planet or something. They're like, oh, it's harsh environment. It's dangerous, but we gotta get dilithium or whatever for our engines. So they go there and they see this goo on the planet. This goo. The silver goo. It looks like mercury. They land, they ignore it. What they don't realize is the goo can replicate them. And they go back to the planet. A demon class. I swear, it's a cool name. It's a cool name, admittedly. The goo clones. So these goo clones replace some of the crew members on the ship. They don't realize it at first. And it's all because the goo on the planet has been there for a millennia, and it's like a drug. They're like, man, you know what, Voyager? We really love this whole, like, being sentient thing. You know, we got a taste of like replicating you and being sentient, and we don't want to go back to being a puddle on the ground. So after some arguing with them, they're like, well, we want our crew members. They kidnapped their crew members. They're like, we want the crew members back, you dick, you fucking puddle of goo. Like, give us back our crew members. And they're like, yeah, but we don't. It's like, but we don't. You know, we. Are you gonna like kill us, or we don't want to go back to being a puddle on the ground? And they're like, all right. They land the ship. Get this. They land the ship, which is something only Voyager can do. Like the only. And they're like, okay. We asked the crew, and they said a bunch of us consented to letting you duplicate us. So we're gonna let the goo duplicate the whole crew, almost the whole crew of the ship, and we're just gonna let you live your lives on the planet as us, as weird little goo clones of us, to make you happy, to make the goo happy. And they're like, you know what? You're cool, Voyager. Thank you. So they duplicate the whole crew of the ship. And the episode ends. Now the episode ends, and you're like, happily ever after? ? The crew is happy. You got the weird clones on the planet. You got the crew. The crew got back to their ship. Now, fast forward 3 seasons. We are on this crew. We are on the bridge of the Voyager again, and there's a wedding. They're having like two of these characters that have been in love for like 6 seasons. They're having a wedding. It is like the happiest beginning of an episode ever. And all of a sudden, a character starts melting through the floor, and they're like, "What's happening? What's happening?" And there's like all these start, and like throughout the next 2/3 of the episode, all these malfunctions start happening on the ship, and the crew's in trouble. They're like, "What is happening? The ship is malfunctioning. We are getting sick. Everyone on the ship is getting lesions on their face. People are dying." And they're like, "We need to send out a distress signal to anyone who hears us because we're fucked." So they send out a distress signal like 2/3 into the episode. And you realize at that point, they realize they forgot who they were. They are the goo people. They created a goo ship. The goo people created a goo Voyager, flew off the planet. They somehow forgot they were not the original crew. They thought they were the real crew of the Voyager. They're in space, but because they're fucking goo, they realize they're breaking down. They're physically breaking down. And they can't stop it. And the craziest fucking ending is they send out this distress signal, and the captain, everyone's on the ship is sick, they're dying in their chairs. They send out a distress signal. Cuts to commercial break. You don't know what happens. You cut back, and it's like everyone's good again. Everyone's healed, but it's the real Voyager. Now we're on the real Voyager. They heard the distress signal. They're like Captain, Tuvok's like, "Captain, we have a distress signal 3 light years from here." They're like, "Go check it out." They go to the distress signal, and it's just this gray mist. There's a gray mist floating in space. There's just like this shit in space. They don't know what it was, and he's like, "Captain, we just have a dust cloud in space." And the captain's like, "Fuck, I don't know. That's weird. That's pretty weird." And that's the end of that's the end of the episode. They don't even know that those fuckers died. They didn't even figure out if those tragic fuckers even had that life and died. They're just like, "Jesus, that was weird. Put down a buoy, a space buoy. Just mark this. I don't know. All right, on to the next problem." So that was fucked up. Anyway, the episode. The name of this episode was like course Oblivion or something. It's like Oblivion. Goddamn right it was Oblivion. Jesus Christ. I love Star Trek. Anyway. You should all watch it. It's fun. I don't know if anything's gotten quite that fucked up, but it's probably been close a few times. I don't know, Chip. I don't know. I was gonna fish, but now I'm talking about Star Trek again. There's been a few. I mean, it's just so funny how there's like serious episodes, then there's episodes like that. Which Star Trek should I watch first? I mean, most people start with like TNG, but if you want to start from the beginning, if you don't feel like watching 3 seasons of the original series, you could watch like a top 10 list of the original series. If you watched like, there are some very good episodes. They're very well written. I mean, if you can deal with like the 1960s facade of it, I mean, like the episode like the City on the Edge of Forever is a really good episode. It's like the time travel, everyone loves time travel. It's a good time travel episode, written by Harlan Ellison, who is a very notable sci-fi author back in the day. But there's a lot. Even the bad episodes are kind of charming, but you make me so happy. Well, don't scare me. Don't scare me like that. See, that's why I want to have it. It's like I could have a TV show like this if I could, but I don't know. Anyway, I'm trying to think of another. Oh, here's another fucked up episode. You want to hear one more? It might not be as crazy, but it's still kind of fucked up. I think anywhere where a bunch of people die needlessly is kind of qualifies. So, there's an episode of Deep Space Nine. Alright, one more story. Deep Space Nine. How do I set this up? Okay. The short of it is, you got a bunch of people on a space station, some Starfleet, some aliens. They have a ship, they have a little spaceship they go on missions on sometimes. I have seen Seth MacFarlane's show. So they're out, they go through, there's a wormhole near the space station. They can use the wormhole to go to a different part of the galaxy to explore. And to set this up, how should I put this? So the two characters you need to be aware of are a woman named Kira Nerys. She's an alien called a Bajoran. She just looks like a hot woman, a hot human woman. You can just say that. And then there's a guy named Odo, who is he's an alien too. He's a shapeshifter. He looks weird. He's a weird looking guy. And they live a long time. Let's just say that. They live a long time. And they sort of start having feelings for each other. Well, not quite. Let's just say this. He has, you damn women out there would probably love this romantic shit to a point. He has feelings for her, but he's like a very uptight dude. He's a very uptight alien. He's the security chief on the planet, or on the space station. He's a security chief. He's always dealing with criminals. He doesn't know how to express his feelings. He's just kind of an uptight, weird fuck. And he has a really... They put weird, smooth makeup on his face. He's kind of scary looking. But he starts to... I think he starts to have feelings for Kira Nerys, who's like the second in command on the station. And, you know, all she has are like ridges on her nose, which is what Star Trek does for most aliens. And she's kind of a sturdy woman herself. But they've never... So, in the episode, they've never... To this point, this has been going on for a few seasons. They've never really had a date. They've never really talked about their feelings. It's just sort of in the air a little, right? A little in the air. So, they go to this planet. They get a distress call or something, another distress call from a planet on the other, through the wormhole, other side of the galaxy, and they land. And there's basically on the ship with them that went on the mission, you got Kira, who's a Bajoran, the captain, and a bunch of others who are humans. You got Worf, who's a Klingon. He's on the ship, and a few others. And there's an anomaly. They run into like a spatial anomaly coming on close to this planet that they got I don't think it was a distress call. I think the planet just appeared or something, and they're like, we need to check this out. And they crash land. They sort of crash on the planet. Their ship is still flyable, but they go through like a spatial anomaly. They land on the planet, and it's covered in humans. There's like 5,000 people on the planet. And what's weird is there's humans, there's half Klingons, there's half Bajorans, and they roll up. The people roll up, and they're like, "Hey, man. What's up? We've been expecting you." And they're like, "What are you talking about?" They're like, "What are you talking about? Who the fuck are you people? You're all humans and Klingons." It's like, "Your ship." They're like, "Hey, buddy, hate to break it to you, but your ship went through an anomaly 500 years ago or something and crash landed, or like 200, 300 years ago, crash landed on this planet, and you know, we all had children and children's children, and now we are 5,000 people strong. This whole community from the 20, 30 people on this ship, and we're your ancestors, or you're our ancestors." And it's like, "We're so happy to meet you finally. It's like, we knew you were going to crash on this planet." Basically, they're like, "Listen, here's what happens. You crash landed on this planet. And when you tried to escape the planet, you got thrown back in time 300 years, and you crashed again, and you were stuck here. And because of that, you had no way of getting home, so you all broke off and had children, and we formed this beautiful society. This beautiful goddamn society. Everyone on the planet. And they're walking around for the episode. They're meeting their ancestors. They're, Worf meets the Klingon, the half Klingons. They're like, "Worf, we have been living the Klingon way this whole time. We've studied your files. We've been hunting. We've been doing everything that's right. We're Klingons." And Worf's like, "Damn, you guys are awesome." And they're having a good time. Worf eventually shows up on Deep Space Nine. I don't want to spoil it. And then, the captain meets his, ancestors, and everyone's talking to everyone, and they're like, they're just having a hard time dealing with this, obviously. And I'm trying to. So two of the most interesting characters, though, are, one, Odo, who I said lives a long time. He's still the original guy. He's still the same guy on that planet, but he's much older now. So he remembers the whole thing. So he's on the planet, he's figured out finally how to, I'm sorry if I'm mangling this, he's figured out how to perfectly mimic a human being. Before, he looked like a smooth, weird-looking guy. But at this point, he's been on the planet for 300 years. He's better at replicating people. And he looks like a normal human being now. The other character we need to keep in mind of is... I wonder if I should even get into that. Let's skip that. I'll skip that. To keep it simple, for the simplicity's sake, let's say the people on the planet are lying to them. They're encouraging them to take off. The whole episode they're lying to them. They're like, listen, we fixed your ship. We're going to help you get back to your space station. But the whole time they know it's not going to work and they're going to crash. And this whole time loop is like, it's just like an eventuality. So they're lying to their ancestors. They're lying to the original crew the whole time, knowing they're never going to get back home. They're just setting them up for failure. But in the meantime, sorry, I have like allergies. In the meantime, Odo, who is now 300 years old, who also, by the way, he also came along on this mission, but because for some reason he's fucked up. He stays on the ship. He's stuck in his I know this is crazy. He's stuck in his liquid form. He sleeps in a jar because he's a liquid. He's a shape-shifting liquid alien, and I forget why, but he's stuck on the ship. He's hibernating on the ship in his liquid form, but the 300-year-old version of him is on the planet. Does that make sense? Let me try to explain this again. Odo is a shape-shifting alien. He goes on the mission. He's on the ship. I think possibly due to like the spatial anomaly, he's like, this is fucking me up. I don't feel well. I need to hibernate in my jar. I need to he needs to rest every night. Listen, goddammit. He needs to liquefy. He needs to rest in his jar every night, in his bowl. To imagine if you're a shapeshifter, you're like, man, it's exhausting taking human form all day. I need to rest. He needs to go back into his liquid form every night to rest. So he's on the ship. He's resting. He's not feeling well. And they're like, listen, don't worry about it. We're going to go explore the planet without you, okay? So Kira and everyone on the ship is like, we're going to go check out the planet without you. You can just stay here and recuperate. He's like, okay. While she's on the planet, she runs into Odo again, but the 300-year-old version of him. And he looks much more normal. And he walks up to her. He's like, Kira. And he starts getting teary-eyed. He's like, it's so good to see you again. And she's just like, what happened to me? And he's like, you died in the crash. So he's like, you died in the crash, Kira. And it's like, I've missed you. I have missed you ever since. It's like 300 years I have not seen you. It's like, you died in the crash. And he's feeling so bad about this whole thing. He's like, listen, I gotta be honest with you. It's like, we know what's gonna happen. We know it's gonna happen to you. But it's gotta happen or none of us are ever gonna exist. It's like, if your ship doesn't crash, we're gonna vanish. Like nothing here is gonna exist. We're all gonna die, basically. If you none of this. The liquid. No. The liquid did not crash. Kira died. The woman he was in love with died when the ship traveled back in time. It crashed again, and she died. Everyone else survived and multiplied and became this society, but she died in the original crash when they went back in time. Yeah, this is all one episode. So he's telling her this. And she, you know, this is like a lot for her to handle. They even go to her fucking grave, dude. He's like, see, this is where you're buried. And she's just like, fuck this, man. This is fucked up. So she's looking at her own dead body in the ground, and, you know, he's just like, listen, oh, by the way, I have been in love with you the whole time. He's like, Kira, listen, I was a really stuck-up cunt the whole time, but here's my feelings for you. I just wanted to tell you, because, you know, I've been alive for 300 years. I'm a lot more emotionally connected with myself. I want to tell you how I really feel. And it's like, young me, he's like, listen, Kira, young me was totally in love with you, and he didn't know how to express it, and he, you know, if you sense anything weird from me, that's why. He's like, I'm just going to tell it to you straight, because I'm much older now, and I don't care anymore. I just want to, you know, I've always loved you, and blah, blah, blah. And she's just like, God damn, this is a lot, you know. Of course, she's just like, this is a lot to process, Odo. I don't know what to do about this. So they're walking around and spending time with each other, and the crew becomes aware of the plot. They're like, so wait a second, you know we're gonna crash. If we take off right now and we follow all your instructions to escape the planet, you know we're gonna crash. And they're like, you got us. They're like, you know what, you got us, you're right, we were lying to you, but you gotta understand, we felt like we felt like we had to lie to you, because if you don't crash, we won't exist. We're gonna fucking die. So they're having this so in typical Star Trek fashion, they're having this moral dilemma of like, what do we do? It's like, we want to go back home, but holy shit, it's like, if we don't crash on this planet, if we don't try to leave and then hit the spatial anomaly and then go back in time and crash, these 5,000 people aren't going to exist. So the whole crew gets together and they're debating it, and for a while they're like, we're going to go back home, fuck you guys. But then eventually they're like, you know what? We feel like the right thing to do is we follow their instructions, and we will honor your plan. We will crash on the planet, and we'll build out this society. We don't want you to not exist. That's too. They're all like, the whole crew is like, this is too fucked up to not do. Like, we can't. As much as we want to go home, we can't mentally handle deleting 5,000 people because we just want to go home and watch TV at night. You know, they're like, this is too much. It's like we want to, you know, our little creature comforts at home are no match for 5,000 people. So they're like, you know, we're gonna do the right thing. It's like, we're gonna get in our ship, we're gonna crash. Everyone on the planet is relieved. They're like, thank you. It's like, thank you for coming to your senses. We really appreciate it. You know, we built a beautiful society here. As you can see, we have children frolicking. It's a beautiful world. The ship goes up. It's ready to run into the anomaly to crash. And then all of a sudden the ship diverts. The ship all of a sudden steers away mysteriously from what it was supposed to run into to crash and flies off into space. And they're like, what happened? They're like, what happened? They're like, we were supposed to crash. And they're like, we don't know. It's like someone auto-programmed the ship. Someone auto-programmed the ship to do this. We don't know what happened. Turns out, old Odo snuck into the ship, talked to young Odo. Basically, a little plot point. The liquid aliens can like merge together and share each other's thoughts. So they can just two puddles can turn into one puddle, and they can just talk and share each other. You know, they share all their thoughts and feelings. So Odo they're like, what happened? And then they're like, sir, there's a video message in the memory for us. Someone saved like a video email, and they open it up, and old Odo's like, hey Kira, I loved you so much, I couldn't tolerate, I couldn't stand the thought of you dying again, so I decided to kick you guys out of the planet's atmosphere and send you guys home because it just hurt me too much. Hurt my little liquid heart too much. And so once they got like a few hundred miles away from the planet, they scanned it. It was empty. The planet was barren. There wasn't a goddamn life form on the whole planet. They deleted it. They deleted everybody. Odo deleted everybody. And then Kira's like, damn, he really loves me. So yeah. So yeah, welcome to Star Trek. Welcome to the world of Star Trek. I don't know. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful story. How many of you would do that? Not many, I bet. Woo! Yeah, I don't know. It's fun. Star Trek's fun. No, but they do utilize that plot point. I think at some point she comes up to him. She's like, "Listen, let's be real." All right, like I think in another episode she's like, "Listen, Odo, I know you have feelings for me," and he's like, "How'd you guess?" And she's just like, "I don't want to talk about it." She was like, you know what? Let's not even get into that. I just know, okay? And then they just end up dating, and I don't know. I don't want to spoil the ending of that one, but it's, nothing, doesn't exactly end happy, but, it's funny. I wish new Star Trek was this charming, but, I'm so loud. Sorry. I would let them all die. I'm like, I'm going home. I'm like, you know what? You fuckers should have never even existed in the first place. Or I'll just lie to them. I'm like, yeah, of course I'll save you, and then I'll just fly away. It doesn't matter. Vic Fontaine. Strange New Worlds is okay. It's alright. It's Season 3 was flat out bad, but Season 1 and 2 were alright. I think there was a writer's strike. Jeff just started Twitter Space. Oh man, I should be doing some work. I should be doing some work tonight. I could do a brief Twitter Space. Maybe. But Star Trek, they do have. I know you can get whiplash from like the serious episodes, the silly episodes, but it's good. It's good. It's a good show. All right. Maybe I'll do a Twitter Space. Maybe I'll do a brief Twitter Space. And then I'm gonna work. For a bit. One more fucked up episode. Chip, do you have any thoughts? Strad, do you have any thoughts? What's a good fucked up episode? I have them all memorized. I'm just not sure. Let me Google this. Most fucked up Star Trek episodes. There's the one where, I could say that, I could mention that one. someone made a really amazing 1970s Star Trek style animation based on this episode, but in Star Trek Voyager, the captain, this is going to be a very short one, the captain and her crew member get turned into lizards on this planet, and the whole time they're like, we need to save the captain and our crew member and turn them back into humans. But at the end of the episode, it dawns on them the two mated and had lizard children. And they're like, let's just leave them. Let's just leave the kids on the planet. We'll just leave the lizard kids here. We're gonna turn our crew members back to humans, and we're never. The captain and what's his name? Oh, I forget his name. They're like we're not gonna speak of this again. Yeah, it's like, I fucked you and had lizard kids with you, but we're just never gonna mention this again. Yeah, the episode is called Threshold. There's an amazing fan animation of it. You should look it up. It's crazy. I'm not even getting into the Tuvok episode. I don't know. I've probably talked about Tuvok enough. I'm looking at episode synopsises. Or do you call it synopsi? I don't know. Voyager encounters a computer system running a simulation holding people hostage, presided over a sadistic clown exploring themes of psychological torture. This is from Star Trek Enterprise. Vulcan zombies. T'Pol and crew explore a damaged ship where Vulcans have gone insane and violent. TNG Genesis. A virus causes the crew to de-evolve into primordial murderous mutants, leading to bizarre body horror. That's a good one. Riker turns into a caveman. Deanna Troi turns into a fish. Worf turns into a werewolf. There's the Jack the Ripper episode. There's the Vidians steal Neelix's lungs, leaving him unable to breathe in a scene that is both terrifying and desperate. Okay. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that one was fucked up too. Anyway, I don't know. It's all upsetting. It's great. It's a great time. Alright, how about... the Barkley stuff, let me say this real fast before I go to the Twitter space. The Barkley stuff is amazing. There's a guy named Reginald Bark. Let me give you a little anecdote real fast. There's a character on TNG. Hold on. Wait. Let me set this up. On Star Trek The Next Generation, okay? I just need you to understand. Everyone on the ship is a professional. They take their job seriously. They're all extremely competent. They are on the flagship ship in the Federation. They're all the best of the best of the best. They do their jobs. They're respectful to each other. They sometimes will argue, but they all respect each other. They get along. It's a fun little relationship. But there's one character named Reginald Barkley. Also a brilliant man. He is there with good reason. Brilliant engineer. But he is autistic as fuck. And the most realistic character in Star Trek. Because... alright, good night, Serene. He's addicted to the holodeck. He's addicted to the holodeck as any normal human being would. And if you're not aware, the holodeck, as it sounds, is a room on the ship where you can create anything you want. If you want to go to the beach, Just tell the computer, like, computer, create the beach, and you're on the beach. If you're like, computer, I want to be in a detective novel, they will do that. Computer, I want to be in a giant robot fighting another giant robot, it'll do that. It's like the leisure room. It's like the leisure time room. Everyone can, you sign up for an hour. There's 1,000 people on the ship. There's like 4 holodecks, so you can't be in there all day. But you can do whatever you want. And it seems like everyone on the ship, this is where Star Trek is so forward thinking. Everyone on the ship manages their time. They're like, you know what? I got a job to do. I'm going to go in there for an hour at a time to relax. Reginald Barclay, utterly addicted to this holodeck, and not only that, he's made fun of by the crew. Everyone even the command of the crew, the command staff of the crew, make fun of him. They call him Broccoli. They call him Reginald Broccoli, and then they make fun of him so much to the captain. Even the captain's like, "Thank you, Broccoli." And he accidentally calls him broccoli to his fucking face. But that's beside the point. The problem is I almost call him broccoli too. Barclay. I have to stress this. Totally something that'll never happen in television. You could never make this episode today. This is completely a fabrication of the 1990s when this stuff was just cool. He would go into the holodeck. And recreate the female members of the crew. Like the command crew, the counselor, everyone. And they would all be in love with him. And the computer would allow this. He would be having a picnic in a field, and they would be feeding him grapes. They would be dropping grapes. The counselor of the ship, on the bridge of the ship, would be dropping grapes into his mouth in a picnic on the holodeck. And the computer at no point is like, "I am sorry, sir, we cannot do that." Then the computer's like, "You're good." He's like, "Computer, recreate Deanna, recreate all these women, and they're all in love with me." He's just like, "And recreate all the women on the ship. They're all in love with me, and they all love me." And the computer's like, "Bleep, bleep, you got it." Anyway. That's the 90s for you. That's the 80s and 90s for you. They'd never do that. Yeah, it's a really awesome. It's really awesome. They'd never do that again. They'd never, you can't do that anymore. They'd even walk in on them. They'd even acknowledge. You're right about that. They'd even acknowledge it's weird, but they'd laugh it off. They just laugh like, "Oh, Reg, stop fucking my hollow duplicate, my hollow clone. Oh, Reg, could you stop with like fucking my hollow clone?" And then Geordi LaForge also. I mean, they all did it. Riker fell in love with a holodeck woman. Geordi LaForge also obsessing over holographic women. It's funny. I don't know. It's pretty awesome, but I just can't do that anymore, unfortunately. Can I say something real fast? Can I hear? Wait, here's the funniest end cap to that story. When they were making Star Trek Picard, which is a relatively new show, like where they come back over 30 years, they were talking about bringing Geordi LaForge back, and he's like, "I will come back under one condition." And the guy's like, "What's that?" He's like, "I need a healthy relationship with women." He's like, please, God, I need a healthy relationship with women. Don't write me as a creepy fuck on this show, and I will come back. Because, everyone, as time passes, everyone's just aware of how this is perceived. So they gave the guy a wife, they gave the guy daughters. So Geordie LaForge is no longer a creep. They cast his real daughter as his show daughter in the show. And he's like, I'm all good. I'm all good now. Thank you. I'm not a psycho anymore. So crazy time. 90s are a crazy time. Anyway. All right, maybe I'll go and do a very brief Twitter space. I don't know. I might need... do they ever do an episode where the holiday... No, unfortunately not. I might do a Twitter space in 10 minutes. I need to do some work notes here, and then perhaps I will do one. So I will start that up momentarily. Give me a few minutes, and then I'll join in. All right. I'm gonna shut this down. All right. I will kick people if they need to be kicked. All right. I'll be back.